Y'all, do you ever do such a good job on your makeup and feel so cute that you just have to make content? That's me tonight. So basically, I took it as a sign that I need to talk about Uranus moving into Gemini because when we wake up tomorrow, it'll be here. So I'm hoping this light is doing what it needs to do. If it's not, y'all know what I look like, so let's get into it. So Uranus, y'all, is the planet of disruption, is the planet of the unexpected, is the planet of upheaval. If Uranus had a middle name, it would be plot twist. So we're talking about a planet that's literally going to shift everything that's already there, disrupt it, shake it up, just bring plot twist into that area of your life. Now Gemini is the house is the sign of communication. It's the sign that has to do with, learning, that has to do with siblings and neighborhood and like close contact. It's one of those homes that it's like all about how you express yourself, how you connect with your world, your siblings, technology, learning. So I want you to think of this transit as like disrupting the way that we have been communicating, that we have been connecting with each other, even short trips. So there's going to be a lot of unexpected things. And again, I'm going to go through each house, but I kind of want to paint the picture of like Uranus and Gemini as like, I'm going to come and I'm going to say something, and that's just going to set off a chain of events, and it's all kind of going to rumble. But eventually it's going to revolutionize the way that we do something. So think innovation, think new technology, think news and people saying things that we never thought we would hear in our lifetime. And them saying that changes our belief system, and it changes the way that we approach life, how we carry ourselves, the way that we do things, our relationship with our siblings, again, depending on which house. So let's get into it. But I want to paint the picture of like a disruptor through communication and innovation, and just creating deeper things when it comes to like technology, what we're putting out there, learning, the way that we express ourselves, and in turn the collective. So Uranus is a slow moving planet. This is one of the big ones. It moves every 7 years. So a cycle through all 12 signs takes 84 years. So this is the first time in our lifetime that we have been experiencing Gemini and Uranus and Gemini, unless you're 84 years, which if that's you, honey, you're having your Uranus return, buckle up. So Uranus moving into Gemini, depending on which house you have it, I want to kind of tell you what to expect because I think it can help you prepare. Starting with Gemini in the first house, this would mean you're a Gemini rising. I'm a Gemini sun, so I'm too excited. But the first house has to do with your identity, how people perceive you, how you carry yourself. So the planet of disruption is about to step into it. So you are going to radically change over the next 7 years. You're going to change how you show up. You might be a little bit more weird, more quirky, more authentic, more yourself. You might start to express yourself more bluntly or say things that you were afraid to say in the past. So it's almost like you're going to own your weirdness and you're going to take up space. So over the next 7 years, expect transformation, whether it's the way that you look, the way that you show up, how you express yourself, or how people perceive you. So if you have Gemini in the second house, this is the house of value, is the house of money. And I'm talking self-value, self-worth, the house of money. So unexpected gains or losses financially. It could also look like reinventing the way that you do money. So maybe instead of making money the traditional way, Uranus is the planet of the unexpected. So you might go freelance or start your own business or find a more new random way to make money that turns into gaining. Also, your sense of self-worth is going to shift, but it's going to be very unique, very particular, and it's going to be you embracing how unique you are. Notice the theme of uniqueness that comes with Uranus. And what I mean by that, it's almost like owning your voice, owning how you express yourself, the way that you think, the things that you know. Like you're almost going to be more unapologetic and value yourself for who you are instead of putting on who you think you need to be. Now, if you have Uranus in the third house, this is the house of Gemini. So not your, oh my God, what am I saying? If you have Gemini in the third house, it's the house that's ruled by Gemini. This is where Uranus, you're really going to feel the shift in your communication style. I want you to think like mental lightning. You're just going to be on. You're going to learn quicker. You're going to express faster. You're just going to be firing immediate thoughts, like they're just going to be coming out of your mouth. So social media, putting yourself on platforms, expressing what you believe, like you in communication is going to be unexpected, it's going to be unique, but it's really going to connect with people. So if this is you, I want to encourage you to experiment with new media, whether that's social media, writing a book, anything that excites you when it comes to learning. This next 7 years, you're just going to grow and shift as a person and learn so much you're not going to recognize yourself on the other side. I will say it also is the house of siblings, so there might be unexpected changes in your relationship with siblings, whether that is for good or bad. Just be mindful that these relationships will be affected by this transit. If you have Gemini in the fourth house, this is bringing transformation and disruption into your home life. So this could look like moving a lot. It could look like changing the way that you live. Maybe you've had a lot and now you want to live with less, or maybe now you become a homesteader, or just something very unique and very different when it comes to your home life. It might also look like just patterns that tie down to your ancestors and like the way that things were done, and then just like evolving and shifting out of that into something that feels more aligned to you. So it's going to be more unique in the sense of you're not going to do it the way your family did. So if you find shakeups at home, this is why it's helping you to break those generational patterns and to own what home means to you. Okay, Gemini in the fifth house, this is the house of creativity, the house of children, the house of sexuality, the house of your inner child. So unexpected pregnancies, unexpected babies. It could also be disruption in your home life with your children, like unexpected situations happening with your kids, or you changing your parenting style to be a little different. You might find yourself doing something that other people don't do. Sexuality, attracting new partners. So your dating life is going to be random. It might be unexpectedly meeting the right person or meeting a lot of random people, just like it could be shutting off dating. It's just going to be random, but it is going to affect your dating life, your children, and also your creativity. As far as creativity is really good because it's going to make you look deeper. Like it's almost like Aquarius energy. So you're going to be very creative, very revolutionary. You're going to create things that we've never seen. So think innovation, inspiration, just bringing things that like we might have never thought of. They might come through you, babe. Now, if you have Gemini in the sixth house, this is going to hit your routines, your day-to-day life, and kind of like the flow of your work, like your day-to-day work, not like what you're known for. So starting with health, I would say Uranus here might make it really intense mentally because Gemini also is in the mind. So you might need to regulate your nervous system and slow down because you might feel wired or overly in your head. So you're going to have to like find routines that work for you, routines that slow you down, that get you out of your head, that calm your nervous system down. You might have disruption in your life and your routine and decide that you want something more, again, more different. Now, if it's not health and routine, it could also look like career changes. And again, the energy is giving like freelance work or shifting into something that's more flowy instead of so structured. It's really just going to shift the way that you do your day-to-day, and your routine is going to go through a very big upgrade, which in turn changes your career and who you end up becoming. So the words that come up here are like becoming more flexible and also learning to flow with the disruptions of life. Like it's not going to be a cookie cutter routine. It's not going to be like every day looks the same. You're just going to learn to flow. You're going to learn to also slow down, and it's going to force you to shift what you do for work. And if you don't shift your work, the way that you approach your work. So productivity in a new way, if that makes sense. Now, if your Gemini is in the sixth house, this is going to affect your house of relationships and close partnerships. So with this one, again, is the planet of the unexpected, plot twist. So relationships, you might meet somebody you would have never thought of dating. There might be unexpected lovers and people that come into your life, or people that you end up collaborating with and working with that you would have never considered. Gemini brings a lot of duality and quirkiness along with the Uranus in there, so you might be attracted to a different type of person. I want you to think of relationships like a little playground where you're going to get to know your uniqueness. So your style of dating, your sexuality, you might experiment more, you might put yourself out there, you might meet new kinds of people and find that you're into it. So it's going to be unexpected, quirky, random, unique, but ultimately it's going to get you to get really clear on what you're attracted to, what kind of relationship you want. So over the next 7 years, if the focus is here, my love, your dating style, who you're meant to be with, whether you're currently in a relationship or not, is going to evolve, is going to change, and it's going to be so different than what you are now. So hypothetically speaking, maybe you've been monogamous your whole life. Maybe this time you don't want to be. Maybe you've been straight your whole life. Maybe this time you're venturing out. So I'm not saying this is how it has to go. I'm just saying this might be some of the themes that you seek. So let's say this. I see that I'm about to hit 10 minutes and I only got through the seventh house. So I'm going to do the other 5 on the next one. So follow for part 2, comment here which one you are, and then I'll reply to you.